Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going once again? I'm your boy Nev from Nev's Tech Bit. 17 cell phone towers have been vandalized across New Zealand. That's right, folks. It's not just the people in the Netherlands or the Quebecois. It is officially out there in Oceania. Oceania has 17 cell phone towers being burned down. That's right. When I first heard that, I was like, do I know where New Zealand is? Like, wasn't this, or maybe it was up here, that we had some things burnt down before. No, this is in New Zealand. So the UK still has the high score for 75 towers burnt down. But here we have New Zealand. This is the place that daffy, crazy guy shot down a bunch of Muslims, unfortunately. If I understand right over here, New Zealand, burning down cell phone towers. Let's go. Let's just read right into this stuff. Cell phone towers across New Zealand are being set on fire, and authorities believe attacks are linked to the increased proliferation of the conspiracy theories connecting 5G networks to the coronavirus pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't tell me that David Icke did not say that the two are linked. Go back, watch that 2.5 hour thing, and when he says it, he'll be like, yes, well, this COVID-19 seems to coincide with how much these towers are moving. Or how much these towers are going up here, there, and everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, this is David Icke's war on 5G, and I believe we're in day 40-something by now. Anyways, as of May 18, 17 cell phone towers have been attacked across Auckland, Wellington, and Northland, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. The fires were deemed suspicious, but have not been definitively tied to conspiracy theorists. One thing that's really funny about these conspiracy theorists is the people that burn down these cell phone towers don't often hit 5G towers, so you'd think that they hate 4G too. At the same time, they hate these 4G waves, but they still have their cell phones. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of the people burning down these things have their own cell phones. Remember that 5G is still bad as 4G, except it just can't go as far. 5G can't get through places. 4G goes further, but it can get to you while you're inside places, even in your basement. 5G's not going to make it into your basement. 4G makes it into mine. On Monday, New Zealand Police Commissioner Andrew Coster said anyone who set fire to the 5G conspiracy theories would be dealt with firmly. Very firmly. He likes to deal with firm things. 5G is the newest, fastest cellular network, followed by 2G, 3G, and 4G, and it was launched in December. New Zealand is being installed across countries. What's interesting down here, okay, so I don't have a problem with 5G, but the New Zealanders, 46% of people, let me just read this. New Zealand's already wary of 5G. A survey released in December found 46% of people were worried the network could affect human health, according to newsrooms. But since the coronavirus has become a pandemic and New Zealand went into a strict lockdown, conspiracy theorists have become more popular. Okay, if this many of your people don't want it, don't install it. Really, don't install it. Okay, before people are going to be burning down towers, they should be making peaceful protests like this. This is opening up conversation. This is opening up conversation. Now, I have a feeling that this is just like super recent stuff, May 2020. Yeah, but if you have individuals like this, then you need to communicate with these people. Governments, communicate with people. People, protest. Call your government. Communicate with people. Don't be forced. Don't be burning nothing down. And remember, if you're burning these things down, you sure as heck better not have a cell phone. Because if you have a cell phone, even if it doesn't go off 4G or 5G, you are still helping to pay for these things to go up. But seriously, governments, if your people don't want it, if 46% of people said they don't want it, then you need to communicate with your people. So in some cases, I'm just like this. If you know your people don't want it, frickin' communicate with them. Do something. Show them the proof. What's really interesting about this, and I don't know what I'm talking about, so take this with a grain of salt, but the WHO, about 5 years ago, released a paper saying that there is a very, 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 very likely chance that cell phones cause cancer. And then all of a sudden this year, I haven't seen this paper, but I've seen other news outlets pointing to it, saying that, no, 5G, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think it turned around a little bit quick. I know too many people in the military, electrical engineers that'll flat out tell you, yeah, I don't want that access. I don't want to be sitting underneath that access point And they've told me that. I've been putting up wireless access points. They tell me, we don't want to be sitting underneath that because there's a pretty big possibility that it'll give you cancer. So if everyone's saying these days that cellular waves won't do anything to you ever, won't ever do anything to anyone ever, I just don't believe that, because 5G is being released as a way to deter crowds. It's definitely something. We know this is happening. Now, the 5G towers going up are not weapons. They're antennas. So they're operating differently. But the military definitely is using them as a weapon. And if your people don't want it, then don't use it. But if your people don't want it, people, don't be buying cell phones. Don't be using cell phones. Don't give any of these folks your money, because this just helps put phones up. Gotta put a foot down and be like, folks, we're not going to be doing this anymore. We don't agree with this stuff anymore. But it's through peaceful protest, not through burning cell phone towers down, that we'll figure this stuff out. Okay, so anyway, here's the score. New Zealand has 17. The UK is leading the pack with about 77, and Canada, I think we have 11, and it was all in Quebec. That's the thing about Canada and the Quebecois. You do not mess with the French. You do not mess with the French, and you do not mess with our natives, because they will take you down. And yeah, over in Quebec, there's something else over there. They're real, and real valuable to us, that's for sure. Man, I just wish I was as sexy and could talk as slickly as they could. Anyways, that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be burning down cell phone towers, because there's a lot of people that need those to dial 911 in case someone's burning down a cell phone tower and it's falling apart or falling down upon them. We got better ways of dealing with this stuff, folks, right? Anyways, that's it for me, folks. Have a good one. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Always appreciated. And if you have a problem, peacefully protest. Stop paying your cell phone bill, and they won't be building these things anymore. But seriously, if they built a cell phone tower in my community after half of the people in my community decided they didn't want it, I would have a problem, and I can understand their anger. But we can't be burning down personal property, unfortunately. That's it for me, folks. Have a good one.